What's going on, Charles Botensten? So there's not many books out there, and I know I've been saying this recently, but I think the books have gotten really good. This was actually first written in 1994, so obviously it's over 20 years old. However, one of the best things about habits is that it's human nature. It's part of our lizard brain. So the book is called Changing for Good, and it keeps on going. A revolutionary 6-stage program for overcoming bad habits and moving your life positively forward. That's a long title. However, I can tell you that it was one of the best scientifically written books on why people why they don't want to change, and not only why they don't change, why they try and change and it doesn't work, why it doesn't last, why they in one of the stages is maintain the stage. So I actually wrote down a couple of notes over here, and it's not based on anything. It was on my Kindle. But the first one is pre-contemplation. So pre-contemplation, so say your habit is you want to go to the gym. You want to approach pretty girls. You want to start doing something that you're not normally doing. Maybe reading, waking up early, stop drinking, whatever. I don't know. Think of something that you want to do, a habit that you want to create. So for me, it was making sales calls. So I was always thinking I need to be motivated. I needed a certain amount of just ego going, and then I'll pick up the phone and I'll just destroy it. And I tried that, and it didn't last. All right, and this book told me why, and I'll talk about my whole situation. But think of a habit that you want to do. Maybe you've even tried it. Maybe stop drinking. Maybe you want to study more, read more, or wake up earlier. Think of something that you want to do. Go to the gym, eat right, whatever the case is, and you just haven't been. Even if you've tried, you may have not been able to actually sustain it. So number one is pre-contemplation. So pre-contemplation is that you don't even know that you want to start it. You don't even know that you're a smoker and you see other smokers and you just say, oh, okay, that's just how it's supposed to be. Pre-contemplation. Then you have contemplation. You say, actually, you know what? Maybe I should start smoking. Stop smoking. Maybe I should start smoking. Maybe I should stop. So number one is pre-contemplation, where you have just no desire to actually break the habit. Number two is contemplation, where you actually contemplate it. It's in your mind. It's still just kind of just a little wishy-washy. Maybe I'll go to the gym. Maybe I'll eat right. Maybe I'll stop smoking. Maybe I'll stop drinking. Things like that. Then number three is you actually say, you know what? I think this is a good idea. I think the positives of it are going to outweigh the negatives. So you start preparing for it, and you say, all right, what do I need to do? All right, go to the gym. I need to get sneakers. I got to get a gym membership. All right, if I want to wake up earlier, what do I need to do? Okay, I need to start setting my alarm. I need an alarm. I need the right tunes on my alarm. I want to, for me, start making sales calls. Okay, preparing for sales calls. I got to get a headset. I got to get a list of people that I'm going to be calling. And I think, I need a good room to make it. So you start preparing, you start buying, you start contemplating the actual habit, you start contemplating the actual action that you're going to take, that you want to either stop a habit or start a habit. Start a habit of going to the gym. The fourth is action. And I know there's a huge jump, but the thing is, if you're not actually prepared, and you go from pre-contemplation, which is I think I'm gonna go to the gym, and then you jump right into the gym and you skip the preparation stage, it's not gonna last. So you're pre-contemplating it, you're contemplating it like maybe I should go to the gym, and then you take action. You know those people that they're like, you know what, I'm gonna stop smoking, I'm gonna stop drinking, I'm gonna do, this is exactly why New Year's resolutions don't last, because it's like, oh my God, I got to do something. It's January 1st, and then they just take action. But the thing is, they didn't go through the stages. And that's the thing is, you have to go through the stages. If you jump right to action, it's not going to last, because you didn't think about, in contemplation, the good and the bad. You didn't prepare by getting the right stuff in order, which is waking up earlier, getting the gym membership, and actually going through the steps, and then you take action. And that's the thing is that if you take action without going through the other steps, you're going to go right back down into preparation. All right? So when you're in action stage, this is the toughest area because you're actually doing it. But the thing is, in preparation stage, it actually prepares you, ironically enough, I know, crazy, for action. And the reason being is that you have to reach a point where the positives of taking action and the negatives of not taking action outweigh everything. So in other words, if you are smoking, you say, before it was like, oh, it's a habit, it's stress relief, it's a socializing kind of thing, and you're looking at the positives of it. But once you start dialing back and then you start going into the preparation, you say, you know what, I actually think it's really harmful on my lungs, my teeth, my breath, the professionalism, my expenses, and then you start outweighing it, and it slowly starts going there, and then it reaches a tipping point, where you actually start to take action. And that's the thing, is if you go from contemplation, like I said, you contemplate stop smoking, but you don't actually go through that mindset of getting prepared to actually stop smoking, which is telling your friends, ensuring you have a good environment around you that says, hey, listen, I'm going to stop smoking. Because that's the biggest thing, is you stop smoking, other people see that you're succeeding in stopping smoking, and they start lambasting you. They start saying, what are you doing? Why are you stopping? Because they're still in the smoking stage. You have to get a better environment. You have to let people know, hey, listen, I'm going to start making sales calls. Don't disturb me between 9 and 10. I'm going to start going to the gym, so when I come home with fresh groceries in my hand, don't say anything. That's the thing, is that you have to prepare everyone around you for the action that you're about to take. You have to prepare the environment in which you're going to take the action. That's the thing, is that by going to the grocery store and picking up cookies and bringing it home, your environment at home, you're going to eat the cookies. It's the preparation, it's the taking action at the store, which prepares you for at home. So you have to tell people, hey, listen, no more cookies for me. No more cigarettes, no more drinking. I'm making sales calls. It's like, for you to take the action, you have to be able to have everyone on board. And if they're not on board, you have to be prepared, hence the stage, for people that are going to just give you shit, and they're going to say, why are you doing this? Who's making you do this? And the biggest stage, to be honest, for me, is the maintenance stage. So taking action, most people, and that's what he says in there, is that there's actually multiple authors, is that if you go into action stage, don't be worried that you took action and then you went right back down into preparation stage and you stopped taking action. Don't be worried about that. However, be worried if you continuously stay in preparation stage, because the longer you stay in there, the longer you prepare, the more you're going to stay in that habit, and the harder it is to break, and the harder it is to take action. So when you're taking action, the biggest thing is maintaining it. How do you maintain it? You have to give yourself positive, and this goes back to Charles Duhigg's book, you have to give yourself positive rewards for doing the action. Say you smoke, give yourself positive rewards, whether it's a piece of chocolate, and that's the thing, is that there has to be something worse within there unless smoking is obviously way worse than a piece of chocolate. Or going to the gym and then you reward yourself with a smoothie afterwards. You have to have some kind of reward to obviously reward the action, but reward you actually doing the habit. Maintaining, this is the biggest thing, is that maintaining could be 6 months, 7 months, 8 months before you go to the final stage. You have to stay in maintaining, and that's the thing with me, is that I usually fall out of maintaining, I go back into action, and then action is kind of puttering along, and then sometimes I go back all the way to preparation, and then I have to do it all over again. All right? So these are the necessary steps, and these are the necessary steps for anyone. So the last stage is termination, which is it's who I am. I'm just not a smoker anymore. I'm not a drinker anymore. I go to the gym every single day. And it could take up to 2 years, even longer, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years for you to actually get to that stage and you say, this is who I am. This is who I am. Not only that, the second part is there's always an opportunity. There's always something that's lingering in the back of your mind that says, maybe if I take this day off, maybe if I just smoke, what if I just drink, what if I do something that you went back and you started eating like crap, or you stopped going to the gym, whatever the habit you want to start or stop, you have to always know that there's that little ninja in your mind that's just waiting to take over and just slice that habit in half. So number 1 is pre-contemplation, you're not even thinking about it. 2 is contemplation, where you're thinking about it, you want to take the action, so you start preparing. Once you start preparing, you have to prepare the environment, you have to prepare your mind, you have to prepare for how challenging it is, and then when you take action, you have to know that it's going to be really, really, really hard to maintain, which is obviously the 5th stage, which is maintaining it. And then the last stage, which is, this is who I am. It's known as termination. This is who I am. I'm a non-smoker. I'm a non-drinker. I am an action taker. I wake up early. I go to the gym. Whatever the case is, whatever habit you want to do, I cannot recommend this enough. Charles Duhigg's book, which is also linked below. Obviously, this is the 6-stage program, which it's not only is it based on science, but it's based on like, oh, I can relate, which is almost as important. I can relate to what they were just saying, because that was me. You know, that was me trying to make sales calls. So for me, just to tell you, is you have the preparation, which is buying everything, making sure I have the room, the time, getting the environment right. Then I take the action of making sales calls 9 to 10 every single day. And then you maintain it. And then the termination, which I haven't gotten to, the termination is, this is who I am. This is who I am. I make sales calls every single day, 9 to 10. Don't disrupt me. This is what I do. That's determination. That's the ideal state of any habit. It's the hardest state, but to be honest, you have to maintain it to get determination. And then that's when the habit, that's when the neuroplasticity kicks in, the myelin within your brain kicks in, and you're wired for that person. So have an awesome day. Both books are linked below. I really hope you read this, because everyone wants to change a habit. Subscribe to the video, leave your comments below. Talk to you guys soon.